Hey you guys, so this is the look I'm creating. I am using a bunch of different products. Here I have the Suave's Natural Shea Butter and Coconut Oil Mask, along with the Sally Hansen's Absolute Perfection Booster. So this is like Oraplex, but it's the ion version. It's a lot cheaper than the Oraplex because I did dye my hair blonde, so I want to put that moisture back into my hair. And I just mixed the two, working it into my hair, especially on my scalp, so that way, on my scalp in the end, so that way I can get as much moisture into my curls as possible. So here I have the detangling brush. I found this at like the Dollar Tree, I believe, and it really does help, especially because I have thin hair. So I don't like the brushes with the harsh bristles that just rip out the knots from my hair, because it does mess with my curls. And you do want to leave this mask on for like 10 minutes or more. So I usually put it on in the beginning of my shower, and then I get everything I need to get done, and then I rinse it out at the end of my shower. I'll usually put a little bit on top so that way it can just sit there, and I'll add the color booster as well. So here I have the Cantu Natural Hair Curl Booster, and I'm putting this in my hair after I've already rinsed out the mask. Here I'm just going over my hair with the detangler brush with the curl booster just to get rid of any knots and make sure it's as smooth and as slick as possible. So here I am going to have the Jamaican castor oil. I took the Doppler from a different bottle so I can put it on the scalp. I usually do it on my braids, but I do this probably once a week because I did do the big chop about 2 years ago, and it's really helped with my growth and then just getting my scalp back to like its healthy condition. This is the Cream of Nature Coconut Milk. It's the Curl Quench Foaming Mousse. It's really lightweight, so when you have thin hair like me, you don't want to have too much product in there. But it's perfect with giving a hold without the crunchy feel. So here I'm just pinning up my hair so that I can see the bottom pieces of my hair. These are the ones that have kind of a different curl pattern, so I am training them to kind of be more similar to the top curls. I'm just taking random pieces and I'm wrapping them around my hair, and I wrap up instead of wrapping down because I don't want to stretch out the curl. I kind of want to give it its natural pattern but just enhance it a little bit. As you can see, they're not all symmetrical. I kind of like the random curls, some thick, some thin. It looks more natural that way when they do dry. So with the top of the hair, we're going to do the same thing we did to the bottom, but you want it to lay in the direction of the style. So you can't just wrap up and just let it fall randomly. You kind of have to direct it where you want it to go, because this is really going to determine how the style comes out. So when I get to the bangs, I do this part a little differently. I do try to make this as symmetrical as I can, and I do at least like a 3 to 4 row pattern, and I lay them right on top of each other. These ones I like to be a little more defined than the other parts of my head, just because since they are the bangs, I want you to see the cut more. So So here I just take a regular cotton shirt that I have. I prefer white just so I can see um, just what's going on, I guess. I've always used white. And I just kind of scrunch and try to squeeze out as much excess water that I can because I do want the air drying process to go a little faster. Okay, so no one was gonna tell me that I had conditioner on my lip? Like, come on, y'all. So again, I take another cotton shirt. This one, I don't really care if it's white. I just take whichever dry one I can. I wrap it with the bottom part on the back of my neck and the top part where the sleeves are to fold over that. And I use the sleeves to tie toward the back of my neck so it makes this kind of little towel wrap. I like this because the material just works better with my hair than a regular towel. Sometimes if I have it available, I usually just use a microfiber towel, but I didn't have the time to just keep squeezing all the water out with a microfiber towel, so I just took a random cotton shirt and just wrapped it up so that I can do what I needed to do. And here I am practicing for my girl band. What's up? So I had to contemplate life because
Years later.
you feel me? Diffusing takes forever. It's the most dreaded, annoying thing in the world. So if you notice, I'm kind of just putting the diffuser around my head. I'm not scrunching it into my head just yet because that creates frizz in my hair. I like it to be mainly dry before I start trying to volumize it. This is how you know the Spotify playlist was hitting. It was like a good 15 minutes of diffusing and my ass was getting bored. So that door was not a ghost. Peyton just walked in, my daughter just walked in the door and like almost hit me in the head. She was like, "Mommy, what you doing? I want to join." So the biggest key for me that like changed the game in diffusing was getting all sorts of angles. So if you notice, I'm always moving my head. I'm always constantly flipping my hair. So that way my hair has a little bit more flexibility to it and my curls, they look like they have more movement. So I also really like the cupping method when I get kind of near my roots because it does give a little more volume on the areas that do fall a little short. And I don't like the triangle look when it comes to my curls. So I do hit my roots with this kind of cupping method so the air can really blow into that area. Damn, so y'all really not trying to let me live. I had no idea my nail fell off. Foul. So since diffusing takes a good like 5 hours and 32 minutes, how's quarantine? I know y'all struggling at home. Come on. Leave in the comments how you guys are feeling about this quarantine. Y'all bored? Y'all started a new project? Let me know. So I was filming a makeup tutorial right before I started diffusing, and I think I was feeling this lip gloss look a little too much because I don't know, I didn't jump into a whole nother person's body. And finally, when most of the hair is majority dry, as you see, I take my 3 fingers and I take it from the root and I just kind of slowly lift up, and then I diffuse the roots right underneath, because that really like ups the volume on my hair and it gives it the most perfect shape. The theme here at the end, when my hair is predominantly dry, is really just the roots. So here, before I even go in with the pick, I'm really just going in with the diffuser and trying to amp up the volume. And then later I'll go in with the pick and I just kind of pluck it out even more. So again, I just want to bring to you guys' attention that we always want to be moving the head when you're diffusing. You always want to be flipping the hair, going from all angles, because it does add more movement and natural flow to your curls. You don't want them to be stiff or have an awkward shape. You want them to just really fall how they naturally would, but you want to enhance it as best as possible. So after I just fluff the hair, I take a pick and I just get really underneath the roots and I just kind of lift up as much as possible just to make it have a little bit more shape to it. And this is where I can really see what pieces need to be stretched, what pieces need to be more defined. I can really start to see my actual shape and my cut take effect. So lastly, now that I like where everything falls, I take the diffuser attachment off of the blow dryer and I kind of just bare blow dry the roots as much as possible just to get that really high volume effect. And lastly, more of the same, just fluffing and picking as much as possible until it's as poofy and as perfect as you want it to be. So after I pick it, I just shake my head as much as possible and do the rockstar shake, and it helps so much. Now you have the final look. I keep fluffing throughout the day. I keep shaking my head throughout the day just to create more movement, to fluff it back up. But from then on, this is the pretty much ending look. Thanks, guys.